Skukuza Rest Camp in the Kruger National Park is a very large camp. Matter of fact, it borders just about on a small little town. You can literally stay there for months on end, I think, and not actually see everything that Skukuza has to offer. But the one thing which struck me is actually decoding their information on their booking system. So this is something that unfortunately we got wrong, and we had to learn the hard way. So you cannot book any accommodation in the Kruger National Park through booking.com or any other booking platform. You have to book through Sand Parks. And decoding the bungalow information or the bungalow lettering system is just about a nightmare or very tricky. All I can suggest is have a good look at the maps on the Sand Parks website and look for somewhere to stay that's close to the river in a bungalow of your choice, and certainly ensure that you ask for air conditioning and, if possible, your own private kitchen. The next morning we took off for an early morning drive to look at the sun coming up over Skukuza and the river. And what a lovely sunrise it was. And this is early morning outside Skukuza Rest Camp. And you can see it's sunrise over the bushveld. And then we saw the first sighting of the morning, a hyena. And soon after, we saw a tree full of vultures.
Is die enetjie. My man. En hierdie enetjie sien. Kyk, hy is nog bitter klein.
As you can see in the distance, there is a train standing across the bridge. The line doesn't work anymore, but it was known as the Salati line and was one of the most expensive railway lines ever built. It started construction in 1892, but it was only completed in 1912. Now, they say that that specific line actually saved the Kruger National Park. Quite a fascinating history. Today there's a restaurant and there's a lodge where you can actually just sit in the train and be served 5-star meals and accommodation whilst looking out across the Sabi River. And talking about history, did you know that Skukuza was originally known as the Sabi Bridge or simply the Reserve? And the name was changed back in 1936. And it was actually named after James Stevenson-Hamilton, and this was his Tsonga name, Skukuza. So Skukuza Rest Camp was actually named after James Stevenson-Hamilton, the first warden of the park. After returning from our morning drive, we took a drive through the camp. And we took a drive along the chalets around where we were staying in chalet number 41. And I've decided to dig a little bit deeper into all the strange numbers and letters which they have. So if you want to be staying in a chalet in the Skukuza camp, you want to be staying in chalet next to the river, which will be chalet 85 to 96. And the chalets have these weird numbers and letters. So the chalet numbers and letters is LR2W and LR2W and LR2W, and it's also the Lion Guest House. So I'm not sure what this all means, and I'm trying to find out, but I think it refers to, is your chalet air conditioning, 2 people, 4 people, the size of the chalet, as well as what's inside. On our side, however, we eventually landed up with a chalet that's got no kitchen, they say, and it's got a communal kitchen. And we bought ourselves a little Kodak gas stove, which we found really very effective. But yes, the chalets might appear all the same, but hot tip is find something that is next to the rivers. Most of the camps are built next to a river, and try and get a chalet that's on the perimeter. And I think this is what all these numbers and letters means. And this is the view that you can expect if you have a chalet in the Skukuza rest camp that is next to the river. And you can see we are now on the other side of the bridge where the train is parked on. And there's also all these benches where you can sit and really enjoy your view. But yes, it certainly makes for fantastic animal sightings. And you can just sit and have a braai and, yes, enjoy nature. This morning we are in the train restaurant, the old train restaurant in the Skukuza camp, and that's in the Kruger National Park. And this is one of the original trains, and you can see it is lovely and refurbished, looking neat and clean. Early morning, and we are actually going to get some coffee here. And that's the park there. And let's take a panorama, let's take a walk through. Some guests in the distance there. Koffie in die trein. Lekker man. Ja nee. Imagine ons is nou op safari.
Yes, ek sê vir hom, I'm just waiting for my husband and the train can depart.
And you can have coffee in the train. And it looks like they've got a quite a well-stocked wine bar as well, actually. And here is the two of us sitting and enjoying a lovely cup of coffee in the train restaurant at Skukuza Rest Camp in the Kruger National Park. After our cup of coffee, we now take a drive through the camp, and I think we'll take a drive to Pretoria's Kop. But first, let's have a look at how the camp is looking. And if you drive away from the train station restaurant, you actually pass the camping area. So we're going to have a quick look at what the campers are doing. Well, it certainly seems all very peaceful and quiet there, very relaxing. So maybe it's something that we will be considering in future. And as you make your way to the exit, there is some more chalets, and they are certainly much larger. So possibly sleeping 4 or maybe even 6 people in these chalets. And I'll have a look at what their designation is. But if you look at the start of the video, you will see that they're also on the map, but they are far away from the river. And from the road to the exit, you'll get the circle where you'll turn left towards the reception area and the gate. And there you can see the reception area and facilities as well as some ablutions. And towards the left, as you drive towards the exit, you'll also find the garage as well, where you can get your fuel. But we're now heading to Pretoria's Kop, and we'll show you how the road looks and how the bushveld looks as well. But yes, this is now the exit up ahead, and let's have a bit of a look at how that's looking. And as you can see there, it's written ontvangst, and that means reception in Afrikaans. And let's go and have a look at the gate now and the road towards Pretoria's Kop.